The moment you find out someone betrayed you while you were grieving is the kind of gut punch that doesn't just hurt, it rearranges you permanently. We're talking about a wound inside a wound, a lie stitched into the fabric of your worst days. My father had been gone for maybe 3 weeks when I found out someone I trusted had been going through my things, my accounts, my grief, like it was an opportunity. The audacity of that timing isn't something I can dress up with polite language. It was a predatory move made against someone who was barely breathing. Here's the brutal irony. When you're mourning, your defenses are completely offline, and the people around you know it. Grief makes you porous. Every boundary softens, every instinct dulls, and that's exactly when some people decide to test how much they can take. The first step I had to take wasn't confrontation, it was stabilization. You cannot rebuild trust while standing in quicksand. I had to stop the bleeding first, which meant cutting off access, changing passwords, and creating physical and emotional distance before a single conversation happened. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They want the confrontation to be the cure. They want the dramatic scene to do the healing work. But research on betrayal, trauma, and yes, that's a clinical term, shows that the nervous system needs safety before it can process anything. And safety has to be built through consistent, boring, repeated actions over time, not one explosive argument. The person who betrayed me eventually came forward. Not immediately, not heroically, but eventually, and that timing matters more than people admit. Studies on relationship repair suggest that the window for genuine reconciliation narrows significantly after 90 days of unacknowledged harm. And we were sitting right at that edge. Rebuilding trust, I learned, operates on a completely different economy than breaking a trust breaks in seconds and rebuilds in months, sometimes years. Think of it like a credit score that took a decade to build and one missed payment to crater. You don't fix that with one good gesture. The steps we took were painfully unsexy. Weekly check-ins with a third party present, full transparency on every decision that touched shared space, and what I called narrated actions, where the person rebuilding trust explains what they're doing and why, in real time, before being asked. No grand speeches, just narrated, consistent behavior, repeated until the anxiety in my chest started to quiet. Here's the misconception that almost derailed us entirely. Trust repair is not about forgiveness coming first. Forgiveness and trust are two entirely separate transactions, and confusing them is what causes people to either forgive too early and get hurt again, or withhold forgiveness, while also refusing to let the relationship evolve. The timeline, because everyone asks about the timeline, was approximately 14 months before I felt something close to functional trust again, and about 22 months before it stopped being a thing I consciously monitored. That's not poetic, it's not a clean narrative arc, but it's honest. And honestly, it's faster than most trauma-informed therapists would have predicted given the grief compounding. There's a historical pattern here that's almost darkly funny. Betrayal during vulnerability has been documented since ancient literature. From biblical narratives to Shakespeare to every mob movie ever made, it's practically a genre. The reason it keeps happening isn't because humans are uniquely evil. It's because vulnerability is visible. And visible vulnerability is a trigger for opportunism in people who haven't done their own inner work. The community wisdom on this, from therapists, from support forums, from every wise aunt and grief counselor I've ever encountered, is almost unanimous. You must rebuild trust in stages, not all at once, and you must let the person earn each stage rather than granting it wholesale. The mistake of skipping stages, they'll all tell you, is how you end up right back at square one, just more exhausted. Here's the practical lesson I want to tattoo on your brain. Position size matters in trust, just like it does in investing. You do not go all in after 1/4 of good behavior. You scale in slowly, and you let the track record accumulate before you increase your exposure. Discipline over conviction, process over feeling, patience over the desperate need to just be okay again. And philosophically, because you do eventually get to the philosophical layer, what I came to accept is that the repair wasn't just about rebuilding what we had. It was about building something structurally different, with better load-bearing walls, because what we had before clearly wasn't built to hold the weight of real crisis. I'm genuinely comfortable with whatever that relationship is now, closer, different, more honest. And I'm also comfortable knowing that some betrayals don't get repaired, and that's not failure, that's discernment. The goal was never to restore the original. The goal was to be rational, boundaried, and whole, regardless of the outcome. If you like this video, subscribe and check out all our other topics.